Please welcome to the stage the president of Microsoft, Brad Smith.
Good afternoon. I wanted to talk a little bit this afternoon about the opportunity that we have to use new technology to help save lives around the world. You know, for over 7 decades, the people of the planet have relied on the United Nations family to help address the world's greatest challenges. And of course, tremendous progress has been made and enormous challenges remain. The UN has been able to put technology to work in a variety of ways for many decades. But when you look at the challenges the world faces today, there is a new tool for the toolkit. And specifically, I therefore wanted to spend a few minutes to talk about the role of AI, or artificial intelligence. Because I think across the tech sector, and certainly at Microsoft, we see it as a potential game changer. Of course, it helps to start by pausing for a moment and reflecting on what AI actually is. It's really about enabling computers to perceive the world, to hear, to see, to understand, and then to start to learn, to use more data to reason about problems, to match patterns, and ultimately to interact with people through a more natural language, even to interact with people who speak multiple languages. At Microsoft, we now have a program that can translate between over 60 languages simultaneously. When you put it all together, it basically means that we can start to look to computers to help analyze the world, predict what is going wrong, help us discern some new solutions, and enable humanity to make better decisions. It was this appreciation that a year ago led us at Microsoft to create 2 new programs. The first was AI for Earth. It's a $50 million program that provides grants to nonprofits and startups and universities around the world. Fundamentally, what it does is it enables a team of environmental scientists and data scientists at Microsoft to partner with these organizations that include many of the world's great environmental scientists. They're able to bring the power of AI to better understand the issues that we need to address when it comes to climate, water, biodiversity, and precision agriculture. We have a 5-year strategy that is aimed at providing seed grants and then betting big on those projects that offer the most promise, and ultimately helping new companies commercialize tools and creating new opportunities to create new platforms for people to work on climate issues. We were encouraged by what we saw, and it inspired us this past spring to create our second program, a $25 million commitment behind what's called AI for Accessibility. The truth is, in our view, artificial intelligence in the next few years will probably do more to help people with disabilities than perhaps any other group. Why? Well, just imagine, if you're blind and you can rely on a computer that can see, we all carry around with us, literally in our pockets or purses, a phone that has a camera, that has a microphone, that has a speaker. By connecting that to the cloud already, we're enabling people who are blind to benefit from a camera and its ability to see, and a phone and its ability to reason. But that's really just the start of what we think technology can do to improve the lives of over 1 billion people on the planet. Having launched these 2 programs, we decided to take another step. It's a step that we took this morning. We announced here in New York a 3rd program, a new program, a $40 million commitment called AI for Humanitarian Action. It will focus on 4 areas. The first is disaster relief. You saw a little bit of this yesterday. I think in a very noteworthy development, the World Bank announced that 3 competitors, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, had come together. We've come together to use more data to help predict where famines are going to occur. We recognize that a famine may start in part with a drought, but there are many factors that actually contribute to its outbreak. And by understanding those factors and gathering that data and enabling computers to reason over it, we can provide faster notice and work with nonprofit organizations in the United Nations to move food more quickly to where it needs to go. Our second area of focus is really the needs of children. This is an area where every day we're already starting to see AI make a difference. At Microsoft, we've been partnering with a group called Operation Smile. It works to enable surgeons to help and provide operations for children born around the world, say with a cleft lip. And what AI can do is enable surgeons to analyze their work and improve the quality of what they are doing. Or in another area, there are thousands of babies every year just in the United States alone who pass away from sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. Even after many years, we don't fully understand its causes. It's another problem that AI can help us address. A third key area is protecting refugees and displaced people. It's part of what we announced earlier today, a new partnership with UNICEF, a partnership to co-create a learning platform so that there will be new tools, including artificial intelligence-based tools, to help the 75 million children and young people who basically have lost their opportunity to learn because they moved and migrated across a border or they were forcibly displaced. And yet today, all too often, these kids are in refugee camps. They may be in a place where a different language is spoken. They do lose the ability to keep going to school. But with better technology and with artificial intelligence and the ability to interact in a more natural way, to speak multiple languages, to connect people with the topics that interest them, we believe that technology here too can make a difference. And finally, we're going to focus on promoting respect for human rights. For the past couple of years, Microsoft has been the largest corporate sponsor of work for the United Nations Office of the Commissioner for Human Rights. It's another area where we believe that data can help OHCHR better predict where human rights problems are likely to take place. It's another area where we believe additional artificial intelligence-based tools, from the ability to reason through data and the ability to translate between languages, can help make human rights protection more effective. We're certainly not alone. There are many companies focusing on this. I think it's a wonderful thing that across the tech sector, we're both inspiring each other. There are days when we emulate each other. And perhaps most importantly, there are days when we work together. In closing, I wanted to show you how all of this, I think, can come to life in a way that really can create a new era, if you will, in the way we all can work together to address some of our most fundamental challenges. As you'll see in this video, AI has a lot to offer.
Human rights situation often deteriorate very quickly, and the faster we can get the information and we can react to the situation, it can be a real game changer.
New technologies are advancing so rapidly, and technology companies can advise us on how best to use those technologies to protect and promote human rights.
Our objective is automatic damage mapping, because after the disaster, the government needs the damage map to carry out the effective rescue. If we can save the time to grasp the ground damage information, we are able to save a lot of life and facilities.
In a new partnership with the World Bank, United Nations, and tech industry partners, we'll be better able to predict when and where famine will occur.
One of the things I love about Operation Smile missions is that we get to show the children how much we care about them.
You do what you think might be little in your little corner, only to find out that you've changed the lives of the family forever.
We're creating a chatbot-based experience for refugees coming out of the Syria conflict. The purpose is to have displaced youth find a way to discover and access learning materials so you can engage directly with the course content.
It's just the beginning of the impact that we hope to have with the tools at our disposal.
Certainly over the last year around the world, artificial intelligence has been a topic that you hear people talking about just about everywhere. People are worried. They ask, what is it going to do for our jobs? What is it going to do to our jobs? People are concerned about the ethical issues that it raises, and all of these are both valid and important concerns. But AI also has a huge amount of promise. And I think for all of us here in New York this week, one of the promises that we all have the opportunity to help work on together is to ensure that AI is put to good to help address the world's great humanitarian needs. Thank you very much.